Hello, my name is Mary Angel Svader. I'm the director of the Center on the Hill, and it is time for all the answers to rounds 9 through 12 of Quizzle and Scatterbrainz. Thanks so much for playing with us at home. This game has been really fun. I hope you've had a good time. I'm going to give you the answers to rounds 9 through 12, and then this game has ended, and a brand new game will start next week. So thanks so much for watching and playing. Let's get started. All the answers. Round 9. Round 9 had 4 Quizzle questions, 2 Scatterbrainz categories, and here are the questions. If you were standing in front of a person who had no brothers or sisters, and she is father and is not she and is the father of none, but his father's father is your father's son, what would your relationship be to that person? That was a really tricky one. Let me read it to you again. It says, if you were standing in front of a person who had no brothers or sisters and is the father of none, but his father's father is your father's son, what would your relationship to that person be? And the answer is that would make you his grandfather, great uncle, or great aunt. Question 2. In Greek mythology, who is the god of the sea? Was it Janus, Poseidon, Ra, Pluto? And the answer would be Poseidon. Poseidon was the Greek god of the sea. Question 3. How tall was the shortest man that can be proven to have ever lived? Was he 2 feet 11 inches, 18 feet 4 inches, 22.5 inches, or 4 feet 5 inches? The answer was 22.5 inches. Question 4 that round was, in proportion, if Jupiter were the size of a basketball, the sun would be the size of what? A basketball court, a football stadium, a hairball coughed up by a deformed lynx, or the sun? And the answer is a football stadium. Our categories rounds, or categories, I should say, were specific scientific names for body parts, like that little thing that hangs in the back of your throat that I always call the little thing that hangs in your back of your throat. It's actually called a uvula. That's a scientific name for it. Or, the vessel that goes into your heart and pumps your blood, aorta, scientific name. So we got a point for every one of those you could list. And the second one was uses for aluminum foil. And some people taught me some new uses when they sent me their answers, things I did not know you could use the aluminum foil for, but I am familiar with using aluminum foil to cook things in, obviously. Or if I'm taking off gel nail polish, you can put a little acetone on a little cotton ball, and then you wrap your fingernail in aluminum foil and you let it sit, and then it comes right off. So plus others. Anyway, you got 1 point for every one of those you gave me. All right, moving on. Round 10. Round 10, question 1. Name the word that you've heard other than the word bird or herd that rhymes with the word word and the word herd. So we're looking for things that rhymed with word and herd and weren't bird. And the answer would be, several, but mostly like nerd, stirred, word, or not word like in word, but like word, like WHIRRED, word. Is that a word? No, I have to check that out. Anyway, you get the point. Question 2. What is a capone? CAPON. Is it a blind pigeon, a castrated rooster, a diseased asp, a malnourished monkey, or a buck-toothed pig? You answered that it was a castrated rooster. You were correct. Question 3. What is the official language of the United States of America? This was a trick question. There actually is no official language of the United States of America. I mean, obviously, most of us speak English, but it was never made official. We never declared that English was the official language of America. So there actually isn't any of an official language of the United States of America. I would have taken any answer there, but really, I think the answer is there isn't one. Question 4. If you were to spell each number starting with 1, O-N-E, 2, T-W-O, or 3, T-H-R-E-E, how many numbers would you have to spell before you actually used the letter A? This was tricky. It took me forever to figure it out. But if you answered 1,000, 1,000 is the first time you would get to a number with the letter A in it. Crazy. And our 2 Scatterbrainz categories for that round were holiday songs, because this round came out right around the holidays, so we could think of a lot of them. Jingle Bells, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, the Dreidel song, several others. And then the other category was animals you've eaten. Me in particular, I've eaten deer, I've eaten cow, I've eaten chicken. I ate squirrel once in college, but I don't like to talk about it. I mean, it was like just I was at a friend's house, he shot a squirrel. Long story. Anyway, other animals, lobster, shrimp, those are animals. You got 1 point for every animal you listed that you could eat. And that was round 10. Round 11, question 1. True or false? According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the record for the longest sausage measured was 36.75 miles, longer than a marathon. They made a sausage longer than a marathon. Just let that sink in. Anyway, it's true. It's totally true. Question 2. In what country would you find the city Valladolid? And I think I had to spell it when I put out this round, but it's Valladolid, Valladolid, what I think it's pronounced. Is it in Spain, Brazil, Europe, Portugal, or Andorra? Well, as we know, Europe is not a country. You take that right off the list. It's actually in Spain. Kind of sounds like it. Valladolid in Spain. Question 3. If you have a French manicure, what color are the tips of your fingernails painted? They're painted white. Question 4. What English word can have 4 of its 5 letters removed and still retain its original pronunciation? And the hint was that it started with one of this game's favorite letters. So Q, started with Q. And actually, the word is Q. It can have 4 of its 5 letters removed and still remain the same meaning. Crazy. Who thinks of these things? And then our round 11 Scatterbrainz topics were shapes you can make with your fingers. I think the example I gave was heart. You're pretty good at the heart. There you go. Heart, circle, square, if you want to get real rigid about it, sort of. Triangle, obviously. I feel like an okay is a shape, depending on how you think about it. But anyway, every one of those you sent me gave you a point. And then our second topic was countries where Spanish is the official language. There's a lot of them. Spain, Mexico, Panama, Colombia. The trick ones are Brazil, not Spanish, Portuguese, Portugal also Portuguese, not Spanish, even though it's right next to Spain. Really crazy. And surprisingly, Haiti, while they do speak Spanish a lot in Haiti, I got this answer. Haiti, the actual official language of Haiti is French, or they call it French Creole in Haiti. So learn something new there. All right, finally, our last round, round 12, Quizzle questions were question 1, to name the 7 continents. 7 continents in the world. You need to say Europe, South America, North America, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. Those are the 7 continents of the world. Question 2, which weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold? I love these trick questions. They are both a pound of feathers, a pound of gold. They both weigh the same. They're both a pound. Question 3, which 2 of the following foods are toxic to parrots? I have no idea because I know nothing about parrots, but according to this, chocolate and avocados are toxic to parrots. Things they gave you were chocolate, carrots, avocados, strawberries, and pickles. So feed your parrots pickles and strawberries and carrots, but avoid the chocolate and the avocados. Question 4, which of these players was the first professional basketball player to have his photo on a box of Wheaties? Was it Bob Costas? Was it Michael Jordan? Was it the dude? Was it Larry Bird? Or was it Michael Jordan? Sorry, I said Michael Jordan twice. I meant Magic Johnson. So was it Bob Costas, Magic Johnson, the dude, Larry Bird, or Michael Jordan? And the answer was Michael Jordan. I would have thought Larry Bird too, but apparently Wheaties wasn't putting people on boxes back then. Our 2 categories for Scatterbrainz for round 12 was things you can see your reflection in, like the bathroom mirror or my plexi shield that I have here at my desk, or sometimes if a car is like really shiny, you can see your reflection in that. Definitely car windows, preview mirrors, bathroom mirror, microwave oven door. I have seen my reflection in a microwave oven door. Every one of those you gave you a point. And then our last category was foods that are commonly served with pickles. Any good deli sandwich should come with a pickle. So your Reubens and your tuna melts and um, chicken salads, basically any good deli sandwich should come with a pickle. Sometimes there are other things like open-faced things, like if you get a hot dog and it's like a chili dog and it's like an open-faced big chili dog, they'll give you a pickle with it. I think it just kind of depends on what restaurant. But I gave you 1 point for every food you listed that you've been served that came with a pickle. And those were all the answers to rounds 9, 10, 11, and 12 of Quizzle and Scatterbrainz. That wraps up our game. Thank you so much for playing, and stay tuned for our new game that begins in February. I don't want to announce it yet, but it's going to be lots of fun trivia games, so be sure to check back for that. Thanks again so much for playing. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.